Hello, and welcome to the Happy Hour. I'm your host, and if you're watching me, that means I'm happy. Here we're going to be going over some of last week's biggest behind-the-scenes stories from the world of pro wrestling. But first, this week's drink special.
I treat rum like a caged lion. Potentially harmless, but also really cool with the idea of tearing your throat out. That being said, it is with a word of caution and a tender farewell to my loved ones that I introduce to you the Leg Spreader, brought to you by Mojo's and Traveler's Rest. This drink calls for equal parts Captain Morgan, Malibu, peach schnapps, and pineapple juice. There's not a lot of math involved, it's going to be equal parts of each, so think about what you've done and pour that into an iced mixer. Make sure that lid's on real tight and give it a shake as you silently ask for forgiveness for what you've done. Folks, with a name like the Leg Spreader, I really don't have much else to say. Pour that over ice and, for Lord God's sakes, whatever you do, keep your thumb on the table. Thanks.
Whew. It's actually really good.
If you'd like, you could garnish this monstrosity with a pregnancy test, and it also pairs well with Plan B. Anyway, folks, that's the Leg Spreader. Please enjoy, and whatever you do, keep that thumb on the table and drink responsibly.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Our top story this week, the recent Raw reception. Roman Reigns returns, raising Raw's ratings really high. Yes, just this last Monday, it was announced by Roman Reigns to a cheering crowd at the State Farm Arena in Atlanta, Georgia, that the cancer that had taken him out of the action was in remission. This was told to us in an emotional segment on last week's Raw that saw the former champion embraced by a huge roaring crowd as he told them in his own words, "I'm in remission, y'all." With WrestleMania just around the corner, the news has fans everywhere wondering just what the WWE intends to do now that their big dog is back on the table. Wasting no time at all, just days ago we found out that Reigns will indeed be having a match at the upcoming Fastlane event in a tag team with fellow Shield alumni Seth Rollins. One thing is for sure, the WWE seems to be throwing any and everything at the wall, praying to Andre's ghost that something, anything, sticks. Between the recent NXT call-ups, a teased Shield reunion, teased Shield reunion. One more time. Between the recent NXT call-ups, a teased Shield reunion, and the fact that Roman's cancer update was announced on the Raw card ahead of time, it seems pretty clear that the WWE intends to pump up Raw's numbers ahead of WrestleMania. It seems, however, that the flagship show is soaking up all the benefits, with SmackDown's numbers actually being down. So what about your viewership? Is all this hot-shotting getting you to watch? Let us know in the comments below. In our next story, after 18 years with the company, wrestling legend and giant of the industry Arn Anderson has been let go by the WWE. Prior to his departure, the Hall of Famer and founding member of the Four Horsemen had been with the company since 2001, following the purchase of WCW. Reasons for this exit have not been given, though unconfirmed reports seem to suggest a history of disagreements with Vince McMahon over the creative direction of the company. That's kind of the job, though, right? Like, you disagree and come up with ideas? It's the Vince show. In any case, the WWE removing such a well-entrenched and influential voice in the company indicates a desire to move the company in a different direction, as does our next story. Surprise! It's another WWE shakeup! No sooner than we had learned that Arn Anderson was out, we learned that longtime wrestling booker, manager, commentator, and producer Bruce Pritchard was in. As with Arn, details are few and far between, but having worked for the company before, the hiring of Pritchard by the WWE seems to indicate that Vince is trying to put together a creative team with a better understanding of what Vince wants. Bruce has already begun to work within his new role, being the mind behind the recent Batista Flair segment that was the highest rated hour on Raw that night. With all of these stories of changes and shakeups within the WWE upon the rising tension of WrestleMania, the upcoming Fox deal, and the looming threat of AEW, the picture is becoming clear. Vince is getting nervous. It's the Vince Show. As some of you may know, for the month of February, we've been running a contest here on the Happy Hour that we like to call the Fantasy Promo Challenge. Our opponent for the month of February has, of course, been the one, the only, the King of the Jungle, Mufasa. But folks, I am proud and excited to introduce you here tonight, the man who took down the King. I present to you here, folks, Adam Offer.
Mufasa, you should have listened to Sazu before crossing into my domain, but we don't need Rafiki to tell you your future. You see, I'm gonna hit you harder than a herd of antelopes. I am gonna leave your son without a father. Your brother running to the elephant graveyard. I am not a man that is afraid to take a little shortcut. I am not scared to hit you in your Hakuna Matatas. But once I am done with you, Pride Rock is mine, and I just can't wait to be king.
We want to thank Adam Hawkins for sending in his promo and encourage you at home to join in. Send in your promo via Facebook for your chance to be featured on an episode. Before I go tonight, folks, it's time for me to introduce you to next month's challenge. He might be a little bit on the short side, but don't you dare underestimate this pint-sized predator. Ladies and gentlemen, the March Fantasy Promo Challenge! Lucky.
The magically delicious.
Don't knock him, man. He's got heart. And stars. And horseshoes. Well, folks, that's all I have for tonight. Give a like and a share if you care. Thank you for watching, and please, drink responsibly.